This is your video quickie of the week. Need a good science project for your child for school. Need to just circulate some heat from your heater. Here's your nice project to try. We've got an igloo cooler. It's one of those that you can plug into your cigarette lighter and it'll cool or heat. And the fan has went out, so I'm going to salvage the little thermal chip out of it and the heat sinks, and we're going to make a fan that you can set on top of a wood burning heater or pellet burning heater, any kind of heat source, stove or heater, and it'll circulate the heat. Alright, here is my cooler. As you can see, hasn't been used in a while. There's the heat sink. This is the panel that we're going to take off. Take this panel right here off, and we'll pull the chip and the heat sinks out, and then we're going to go to Radio Shack and get a motor. And you can get this little motor at Radio Shack for, I think, about $2. We'll get a couple of jumper wires with alligator clamps, and we're going to produce electricity from heat. These little chips, when you apply electricity to them, 12 volts, they heat on one side, cool on the other. Well, they work the opposite way as well. So if you apply heat to one side, they produce electricity. Or if you apply cool to one side, they produce electricity. So we're going to get this little motor from Radio Shack and a fan blade that I salvaged off of an automotive fan that you can buy to plug in your cigarette lighter or wire into your electrical system on your fan or truck and have a fan. And we're going to put that on there, and we're going to make electricity from heat, and we're going to power this fan. So, okay, let's get started. Taking the thermal electric chip out of the cooler, and I went to Radio Shack and purchased a small DC motor. It's a 1.5 to 3.0 DC motor. The number on the Radio Shack number was 273-223, and they're real cheap. And this is what it looks like right here. See if I can get close enough to show you the anyway. Alright, the mount that I'm going to use for the motor on the heat sink is it was a notepad that I bought at I think AutoZone or one of the auto parts stores, and it clamps onto your rear view mirror, and it had a little swivelly like thing that held a notepad so that you could write notes. And I've taken all of them but one off, and I've used a screw to screw it down into the heat sink, and then the part that would normally clamp onto your rear view mirror, I'll be clamping the motor into. And I'm going to do that right now. Okay, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Successfully mounted the mounting bracket after removing the thermal chip from the cooler, and I've successfully put the motor that we got from Radio Shack into the mount and added a fan blade that I got from an automotive fan, and we're going to put it on the heater. I have one of my oil fired heaters over here running, and it's good and hot, and we're going to put it on there and see if we can get it to circulate and heat. And the only problem you may have is you may have to switch your leads, because the polarity on there, when you heat one side, it has one polarity. If you heat the other side, it has another polarity. So if your fan blade turns backwards, just swap the two alligator clips on your motor and you can change it. This is what it looks like. Here you see the heat sink, the chip. The chip is right up here in the middle. And then there's the fan blade. There's the Radio Shack motor. And all I've done is clip the alligator clips onto the chip and onto the motor. In order to save time, since this is a video quickie, I'm going to take a propane torch and heat the bottom of this fan to get it started a little quicker, so that you can see it work on this heater. It does take it a few minutes to heat up hot enough to start turning. And we may have to swap rotation because I haven't tried it yet. And I believe we have rotation right. Yes, we have rotation right. And as you can see, it does produce plenty of electricity to turn the little 1 to 3 volt motor. And it circulates heat real well. I can feel it all the way out to here. So there you go. It'll sit there and blow air as long as there's heat on that heater with no problem whatsoever. Just free circulation heat. So there's your video quickie. Free electricity, circulating heat off your heater. Any heat source. This thing works equally as well the opposite way, where you could put it on something cold and it would blow as well. You just have to reverse the polarity or swap your leads on the motor to make it turn the way you want it to turn for your fan to turn. That's almost a tongue twister. Try saying that 3 times fast. Give it a try. Leave me in the comments what you think after you've tried it. Works really well for me. See you next time.